can hear me. And can you guys see my screen? I'm currently sharing my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Welcome, bro. How today now? Better than it.
So I'm trying to. Okay, awesome. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Isaac, thank you for that warm introduction. Um, I think Isaac just kind of overhyped me. Uh, I'm David Mogaji. That's my name. I'm the founder and CEO of Candleweb. I think I'm going to go into other things much later. But before we start off, I would like to congratulate all of you for making it this far. I think this is lecture 8 of 9, if I'm not mistaken. So for all of you that have made it this far, I want to congratulate you guys. I'm sure it hasn't been the easiest. So yeah, welcome to lecture 8 of 9. And during this class, this lecture, we're going to be talking about one very important thing uh, that would help what you've learned in previous lectures and even what you will be learning other lectures or courses you're going to be taking, right? We're going to be talking about personal finance and crypto investing principles. So I would just jump right to it. If you guys have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section, in the chat section. I think I'll just make the class practical if I can. So we're going to jump to the first thing, which is what is personal finance, right? And I've created a very, very simple explanation of what this is. So for my own definition I have here, personal finance is about managing your money wisely, right? For you to be able to decide how much you should, emphasis on the word you should, save, spend, or invest, right? So that you can achieve your financial goal and avoid financial problems in the future, right? So I think for everyone here who has, I believe everyone here at some point would have made certain amount of money that maybe they believe they couldn't make or something. But one thing you would always notice is that without a solid plan, at some point you lose the money, right? Which means that the problem is not exactly making money, is your ability to be able to keep your money and then grow your money over time, right? Which is where personal finance come into play, right? So one of the major things that you need to have to get started on your um, personal financial journey is to have a financial plan. So I don't know if anyone here have ever created a financial plan or a financial goal before. You guys can let me know in the chat if you guys have ever created a financial goal or had a financial goal for a period. Sorry, Hans, are you saying you can't hear me clearly or something? I just saw a message. Can everyone hear me clearly? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, cool. So the next thing, as I said, for you to get started, you need to have a financial goal. And I think I'm just going to give you a little story about that whole thing about financial goal. Financial goals kind of help you have a path, right, that you're going to take trying to achieve something that you want financially. So it could be you want to make 100K this year. It could be you want to make a millionaire this year or whatever, right? Well, having a clear financial goal, like, okay, this is the amount you want to make and all of these things can actually help direct your life. And for me, I think I had first experience with this when I was still in school. I think like 300 level or thereabout. Very long story, but to cut it short, I think the beginning of the year, I think I just had a resolution that, okay, I was going to make my first millionaire that year. To be very honest with you, I had no idea how I was going to make that money, but somehow, right, there were just opportunities here and there. At first, I didn't even know they could help me achieve that kind of money, like within that year, but it happened and that happened. So having a financial goal, right, is something that is very, very critical for you to be able to start your personal financial journey. So I'll be going to the next slide, which I'll be explaining on the five core areas of personal finance, right? For you to take your personal finance serious, there are five core things that you need to pay attention to, keen attention to. And the first thing is your income, right? Now, what's your income? I know some people would think, okay, maybe your income is the money you're making from your day job or the business you're doing, but that's not exactly true. So your income, right, is a sum of all the money that is coming to you that you're making. So you could have a full-time job, have a part-time job, still have like a side hustle or something. So all the money you're making from each of those ventures all sums up to become what? Your income, right? So you need to be able to know what your income is, whether it's monthly, weekly, or yearly. And then the second thing you need to pay a lot of attention to as well is your expenses or spending. Right? You have to be able to know how much you are spending from your income. Right? Are you spending 90% of your income? Are you spending 80% of your income? Right? You need to have a budget to understand where your money is going to, because there are some things that you might be spending money on that if you actually audit those things, you realize that you don't actually need them. Then the third thing is savings, right? So you need to always have an amount from your income that is allocated to your savings. Right? You need to cultivate the habit of saving. I think they say save for the rainy day and all of that. So I mean, there's a reason why they say that, right? So you have to just always have a percentage of your salary that goes to your saving. Then another core area to pay attention to is investing, right? Investing. For investing, I think I've seen a lot of people give different excuses why they don't do it. Some say they don't have enough money. Some say they don't have enough this or that. Some say they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the experience. They are still too young to enjoy. I've had different things, to be very honest with you. But I'm going to give one example with one chat I had with ChatGPT. I think that was 3 days ago, right? And then I think maybe from my own mistake, you'll be able to learn how even little bits of money here and there that you invest long term can actually change your life for the better. Then the fifth thing I'm talking about is protection, right? So how do you protect your money, right? So you're saving your money, for example, how do you protect your money from inflation? If you're saving your money in Naira, I mean, everyone in Nigeria knows the cost of rice. I mean, everything is not just rice, everything in Nigeria. So how are you protecting your money from inflation, whether it's your savings or your investments? So the next thing I will be talking about is the importance of personal finance. So I'm sure that there are a lot of them, there are a lot of importance that if you check the internet or if you should even check, what matters to you, you would see that there are other importance of personal finance to one's business or one's life. But one of the major ones I have highlighted here is long-term security, right? So you having a good financial plan would actually help you better prepared for the future. And what I mean by the future is for the future is that a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people that have this misconception that when you're young, you're supposed to spend more time having fun, just chilling, balling here and there, spending money here and there, and all of those things. And for me, it's kind of laughable, right? And why it's kind of laughable is because, yes, it's true that when you're young, I mean, it's possible. Some people can say you have all the time in the world and all the energy in the world. But the thing that happens is that over time, when you get old or as you're getting older, right, your energy level is going to depreciate. So you're not going the way you had the kind of energy you had when you were, let's say, 16 is not the kind of energy you'd have when you're, let's say, 30, 40, 50, right? And trust me, those age that when you reach that age, um that's when you need the most funds. That's when you need the most money in your life because I think somebody said that old people usually get sick a lot. So you need to be able to have long-term security for your future, just in case of you get sick or something. You don't even have to be sick, but you just need to have money as an old person. Then another thing is goal achievement, right? So you could choose certain clear financial goals, right? So you can be able to achieve your financial goals through your personal financial plan. So your goal could be you want to buy or build a house in the next 3 years. It could be that you want to get married. It could be that you want to uh, buy a car. It could be anything, right? Whatever matters to you, right? So you being able to have your own personal financial journal or financial plan for yourself actually helps you achieve this goal in a much more clearer way and more realistic approach. Then the other thing is financial stability. Sorry guys, let me think. So the third thing is financial stability, right? So you having knowledge of personal finance and having a financial plan helps you to be able to manage your finances in the present and then even in the future, right? As I mentioned earlier, you'll be able to determine what you're spending money on that is not important to you, right? I think one of the things that happened me personally is recently I noticed that I've been paying so much subscription to Netflix, right? And I think I'm using like the highest plan. But the funny thing I then realized is I don't really watch Netflix that much. Like I barely have the time to watch Netflix. So the question now is, why have I been spending money every month on Netflix subscriptions, right? So that personal audit that I had was able to make me realize that, okay, I do not need Netflix right now, right? Since I barely watch it, all of those things. I mean, maybe I'm better off YouTube or any other platforms. So that way I was able to cut down the amount that's that particular cost. Yours could be anything else, right? But there are things that you have to be able to put in your money spending habits into your wants and your needs. Your needs are necessary. Your wants, you can be away with them. So yeah, having a personal financial plan helps you to be financially stable both in the present and then also in the future. The next thing I would be talking about is how you can get started on your financial journey, right? How do you go about managing your finances? So one of the first things you have to do is
Okay.
you have to
Sorry, David.
self-evaluate, right?
President said your voice is
To evaluate your current financial outlook to determine where you're at with your savings,
breaking.
expenses, debts. Oh, sorry
Yeah, can you
about
hear
that.
me,
I
David?
think
Your
it's
voice is
probably my
breaking.
network. Can you guys hear me clearly now? Am I more audible?
Yeah, you sound better.
I think it's my network. Yeah, I can hear you. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
it
my
should be
network,
a
I got a warning. I got a warning. Is it better now? Okay.
no, it's not better from my end. Guys, is it better? Can you hear him now?
All right,
I don't think
let
it's
me
the
then
volume
try
on my
back.
side.
Maybe that will help.
I think it's the network entirely. Okay. Mr. David will be rejoining the meeting, all thanks to the network situation. I think it's cloudy in most parts of Abuja right now, so the network issue is expected to a degree. So this class David is holding is one of the key things we need to stay focused to. There's something I do tell a couple of friends, the younger friends I have. I mentioned that it's, to a degree, many people who are joining crypto, especially towards the bull run season, are going to make money. You may make a lot more money than you even think or imagine you are going to make. But then keeping the money is another thing. David mentioned the same thing. Making the money is one thing, keeping the money is the other thing. And you need to learn the whole right approach to investing. If not, all the money you've made during the bull run or all the money you made from crypto would vanish before you know it if you don't have right investment principles, right approach to uh, managing your portfolio and the rest of that. So this is like a very critical class. And beyond this, one thing I would advise is the application of everything you've learned here, and still going to read and learn further. Everything you'll be learning on this class is more of the practicals that would actually help you achieve the things you are learning. So one book I would be recommending, one book, it's a very popular book which you can use to start learning about money, investing and finance. Is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So that's one book you can look into that would help you if you are starting up with investment and finance. That's one book you can read about. And if you are not really a reader, if you don't like reading, the other book I would be recommending is The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, David, I would be unmuting you. All right. The Richest Man in Babylon. If you don't like reading, you can actually read The Richest Man in Babylon, and it's very easy to consume, and it's story like it's going to teach you more about investing also and building wealth. So welcome back to our lecturer, David. I've given you access to and share your camera.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Am I a lot more audible now? Can you guys hear me clearly now? My network is a little bit messy.
Okay. Students, can you hear me? It's kind
Can
of
you guys hear me?
bad
Am I
from my
audible?
end.
Can everyone hear me? Isaac, can you hear me?
Yes, this is better. Yeah, this is better. This is better.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys said my voice was breaking. Where did I lose you guys? What was the last 10 minutes when I lost you guys? To go back to the slide. So the last thing I mentioned, um, the last thing I mentioned was financial stability, right? Which I said uh, actually helps you to be a lot more financially stable.
Okay. Um,
Money for your spending,
David, the network
because
is
my
still bad.
financially. So the next thing how you
The network is still bad. I don't think anyone can hear you, David. Apologies for the network. And for those asking for the books again, it's The Richest Man in Babylon. That's if you don't like reading. The Richest Man in Babylon is story like, so it's very easy to consume and it's interesting. And the first book I mentioned is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So those are the two books for those asking. And yes, you can download them online. You can download them online. And if you need a copy of the book, if you don't want to go and look for it online, you can just send me a DM on WhatsApp after the class and I'll download it and forward it to you. So let's wait for David to resolve his network issues. Nice one, Ramachan. All right. So while David is trying to fix the issues, I'm checking something on this end. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can share his slide, but let's proceed. All right, before David returns, I'll be sharing my own little experience with crypto, my first experience with crypto, and why I think this class is very important. When I joined crypto, I'll just give a short version of the story. I joined crypto and it was during the time Safe Moon and what's the name of the other coin? There was one other coin that was pumping with Safe Moon as of that time. They're really trending. And then my friend told me to buy Safe Moon. I didn't even know how to use decentralized exchanges at that time. I just knew how to use Binance, which I learned by myself. So I was like, I should go to PancakeSwap and buy SafeMoon. I was like, what's that? I didn't really know this stuff, but since now my guy, I asked him where I can buy it. He said PancakeSwap. And thank God I'm this kind of curious person who likes experimenting and trying new platforms. So I got to PancakeSwap and started playing around, trying to figure out how to use the platform. I don't watch tutorials when I'm trying to learn something new. I just interact with the platform, play around, and figure it out myself. So I was able to buy like $50 worth of SafeMoon, and I think in about 2 to 3 days, that $50 was worth almost is it 300 or $400, and I think that was as of 2021, early 2021, and I still bought more, and the money kept increasing. So one of my friends who had more experience than me was like, "Dude, sell this thing." Okay, David is back to the class. I'm muting him. Okay, David, whenever you're ready. So my friend was like, "Dude, sell this thing and take profit," but I refused to listen. Sell this thing, take profit. I was like, "No, it would keep going up." And I eventually made a lot more than what I invested. But because I didn't have the crypto investing principle, I didn't know what taking profit was. As an absolute newbie, I saw the small money I put in rise into multiples, and I also saw that money drop back to almost nothing. And it's an experience I've had like 2 to 3 times within the crypto space before I eventually learned from that experience. So I'll be handing back to David to continue his class. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isaac. Please, can you guys hear me now? Am I a lot more audible? I had to switch networks. Isaac, let me know if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, yes, this is better. This is a lot better.
Perfect. All right. So I was talking about how you can start your financial journey Isaac, thank you so much for sharing some of your stories. Yes, I think Isaac has shared some of those stories with me as well, and there's so much to learn from it. So I started off with number one item here, which is you being able to evaluate your current financial life, right? Your current financial wealth, I said wealth, health rather, right? Just the same way they have mental health, I believe they have financial health as well. So you being able to check that to know, okay, how much do you have in your savings? If you don't have any amount in your savings, okay, how much would you like to have in your savings? How much have you been spending? What have your expenses been like? What have your debts been like? And what have your investments also been like? And then I would like to talk a little bit about debts, although would talk more about some of these things in the advanced course. But debts, I think a lot of people, when they hear the word debts, they kind of cringe because they feel like it's always, owing, and all of those things. And the bank or the institution comes and take your house or take your wife or whatever they want to take. But the thing I would like to let you guys know is that there are actually two types of debts, right? There are actually two types of debts. There is the good debt, and then there is the bad debt. So a good debt is a debt that you collect, a loan that you collect, and then use it to buy an asset, an investment, you put it in an investment. That's a good debt because of the fact that you're going to get dividends, you're going to get rewarded, right? You're going to get profits from your investment. And then from that, you can pay off your loan and still have extra money, right? So that's a good debt. And then they have a bad debt. So bad debt is the one that you collect to um, buy a car you're not using for boat, for example, right? Something that just collects money from you. Whatever, if you should collect a debt and then use it to invest in a liability, that is a bad debt. And I think the simplest explanation of liability and asset I've ever had is that an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, and then a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So the first thing you have to do, that I mentioned, is first of all, evaluating your current financial situation to understand where you are with your savings, expenses, debts, and then investments. Then the next thing you need to do is for you to set a clear financial goal, right? For your short term, your mid-term, and then even your long-term financial goal, right? So your financial goal could be something like, okay, you asking yourself, at what age do you want to retire? At what age do you want to stop working? Right. Right now, I'm sure a lot of people are hustling here and there because of the state of the country, the continent, and the world. But then, I mean, you can't just keep walking like that. You're not a jockey or whatever. I mean, you're not a donkey. So there has to be a time that you want to retire. You just want to chill, maybe travel to Bahamas or whatever is your thing. You just go and appreciate life and be happy, right? So you need to have a clear financial goal, right, that you want to achieve within a certain duration. And for you to be able to set a clear financial goal, your financial goal needs to be smart. And by smart, what I mean is that it needs to be specific, right? So if it's an amount, how much do you want to be worth within a specific time? So let's say, for example, I want to be worth uh, $300 billion in the next 5 years, right? So that way it's specific. I have an amount that is specific, and then I have a duration to work with. Then the next thing is it's measurable, right? It's measurable. I think we've already spoken about that with the time aspect. So knowing that, okay, in the next 10 years, I can then be able to calculate and be like, okay, how much do I need to make every year, every month, or every day for me to be able to attain this goal? And then it has to be achievable. The one I just mentioned, I don't think it's very much achievable. $300 billion in 10 years, that's not very achievable. So it has to be achievable. It's good to be ambitious, but it has to be achievable because it has to correlate with the plans that you're going to have to achieve that. Then the next thing is it has to be relevant. Yeah, it has to be relevant. So it has to be something that makes sense to you or any other person. You don't even have to share it with any other person, but it has to make sense to you, and then it has to be time bound. I think we already talked about that with you having a specific time duration that you want to achieve that. And then the third thing you need to have is you need to have a budget. You need to have a budget. And before I continue and move on from this budget, I can tell you that you having a financial plan, a personal financial plan, or beginning your financial journey, you're not late, you're not too early. And to be honest, it's not the most entertaining thing to do. But if you're really interested in making money long term, right? It's something that you have to be intentional about because the truth is any fool can make money. I always tell my friends this, any fool can make money, but it takes intelligence and intentionality for you to be able to keep your wealth, then grow it. I'm sure every single one of you here probably knows a story of someone that has made a whole lot of money in a particular time. They lost it. Check what happened. They did not have a financial plan, right? They probably had a business or whatever, or venture, it sounded ideal to them. They didn't do their due diligence, they invested in it, whatever, and that happened. So I think, let me even give you guys a story. When I was in school, I think that was 300 level. So I had a restaurant. I think that was the year I first set my first financial goal. I wouldn't really call it a financial goal, or it could be categorized as that. I just said I was going to be my first 1 million that year. I think that was 2019 or so. And then I got to work with this blockchain company, this cryptocurrency company called um, Smart Cash. And then from them, I think I got about 1.5 million. I think 2 million. Yeah, I think approximately 2 million now I got from them. And then I was reading so much of the Kiyosaki, cash flow quadrant, rich dad, poor dad, all of those things. And I just had so much knowledge. I just wanted to just start practicalizing it. When I told my parents about the money, my mom said I should buy gold. I think then gold was 9,000 there. Yeah, 9,000 there a gram. But I was like, no, gold is too, it takes too much time. I have to keep it. I have to wait before it appreciates. Where do I get money to start taking care of my immediate needs and all of those stuff? My mom insisted, but I didn't listen. I didn't listen. I decided I was going to start a restaurant. So at the time, the restaurant idea was good, but the bad thing was the location and then what I decided to sell. And long story short, within a very short time, the restaurant closed down. And then a restaurant, I think I spent about almost 500,000 or more. That's getting the restaurant to where it was and into the time that I did. And then I had to shut it down. I think I spent about 500 or more on it. At the end of the day, I couldn't get out. I think I had to even sell the utensils in the restaurant. I think I didn't get out even up to 30,000 naira from it, right? And that's because of one thing. I failed to see long term. I didn't really have a proper budgeting. If I had a proper budgeting, I would have known, okay, this is what should be allocated to this is what should be allocated to that. But instead, I took literally a huge chunk of the money I made and then just took it into something without having like a savings, an amount for expenses, and all of those things. So budgeting is very, very, very critical if you're very serious about attaining financial stability. So there are a lot of apps out there. I think there are some that are free, there are some that are paid that can help you get started with your budgeting. But basically, what your budget helps you to do is to help you monitor and control your spending habits so you can know what you're spending on liabilities and what you're spending on assets. The goal is to spend less on liabilities and then more on assets. The first thing you need to do when starting your financial journey is you need to take your savings seriously. Like it has to be like one of the most serious things. It has to be like a very, very serious commitment between you and how you're saving your money. Right? You need to take it very, very seriously. So you need to have an amount you're allocating to that. Some people have different formulas. There are people who I think they do 50, 30, uh, 50, 30, and then I think 50, 30, 20. Yes. So different people have different ways they divide these things, right? To be able to know, okay, how much they're spending on expenses, savings, emergency funds, and every other thing. And so you need to take your savings very, very importantly. And then if you're in a country like Nigeria as well, you need to be able to know how are you saving this money? Because I mentioned earlier, if you're saving your money, if you're saving your money in Naira before, and let's say you had 100,000 Naira that you had saved from, uh, let's say, 2020 to 2024, right? Let's say you saved 100,000 Naira. You know that the purchasing power of the 100,000 Naira has depreciated seriously, right? And what that means is that what your 100K could buy as at the time that you were saving it and what it can buy at the current time and state of things is no longer the same thing, right? So you need to be careful to know how you're saving your money. So you could save your money in gold, you could save it uh, in, in silver, save your money in, even in foreign currencies that are a lot more stable, maybe through a firm or something like that. So that way you'll be able to know that your savings would serve you as it should. Then, sorry, guys, give me a sec. Yes. Then the fifth thing is you need to have an amount from your income that you allocate to your investments. Your investments protects you from the horrors of the future. As I said, when you're young, you still have energy, you have a lot of energy. You lose your job, weak, you run around, go to another one. But when you're getting old, you're having those back pains, whatever pain comes with old age, trust me, you don't have that much energy to run around again. So you need to invest and save more as you are young because that money is really going to help you a lot more in the future, right? Just for you to be able to have a better life. As I said here, I said you don't want your name saved on someone's phone as Uche against 2K. Trust me, by the time they don't adjust your name for phone on put hyphen or dash or then 2K, that means man, you've asked a lot of people for 2K, or you don't ask that person too much for 2K. So you just put 2K for your name to identify you in the call. So your investments is what help you not be Uche, but then 2K, right? And then the last thing you need to do is from time to time, you need to be able to review your budget, right? So review your budget. Can you still cut down your expenses, or have you cut down your expenses so much that you're now growing, then you're not suffering? You need to allocate a little bit more to maybe your feeding or your clothing, or maybe allocate more to your investments and all of those things. So from time to time, you have to still have this review of your budget for you to understand where you're at, where you can make improvements and all of those things. It's not a sprint, right? Your financial journey is not a sprint, it's literally a marathon. It's a continuous process. So you still need to review it from time to time to make sure that you're keeping a good financial health, just the same way that if you're feeling a headache or something, go to the hospital to get yourself checked. Although that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have yourself checked at least every now and then. You don't have to necessarily be sick to go to the hospital. So yeah, so that's that about starting your financial journey. And then the other thing I would like to let you guys know is that the secret to building wealth or building riches is through compounding interest. Don't rush it. Like, don't ever rush the process. I've been in crypto since 2016, 2017. And one thing I've noticed that has been most prominent around most people that I've seen in crypto is they feel that crypto is this thing that once you just go into it, you just make a killing immediately, just make a lot of money. I can tell you that if you should rush making money in crypto, that's how crypto is going to quickly collect money from you as well, right? If you treat crypto like a gambling, right, you would suffer the fate of a gambler. So it's best you don't do that, right? I'm sure you guys had the story of the guy that recently killed himself. I think the story was that he lost his last $500,000. Is it 500? Yeah, 500. Not $500,000. I think $500. And then the guy killed himself while shooting a live video. right? I know it's a good thing, or I say it's a good thing. It's an easy thing for all of us to be like, yeah, we've seen way worse than that guy. The guy is a weak person. The thing is, whether you cure yourself or you don't cure yourself, it doesn't change the fact that you have lost money, right? That did not come easy to you, right? So, like me personally, I barely even do meme coins. I barely do meme coins because I know they are highly volatile and they're not backed by any reward asset or value, right? So you just have to be careful, right? I think what kills most people, what kills most people the most in crypto is them just sharing that they will make more money and then they just rush and be like, let me jump into and make that money. Trust me, a lot of people have been money and they left. You just be left holding the bag and you lose your money. So don't treat crypto as a gambling. The secrets rather to wealth building is compounding interest, right? Growing your money little by little and all of that.
All right, thank you very much. Trying to figure out. Okay, David is muted. Okay, David, you can unmute yourself again.
So yeah, can you guys hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. So as I was saying, the secret to building wealth is actually you having a long-term perspective to it. So I earlier mentioned that I was going to share a conversation I had with ChatGPT, right? Just to, sorry, give me a sec. Just to, um, Isaac, please, can you still hear me? My PC is kind of acting up. I need to be sure you're hearing me. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, awesome, awesome. So, as I said, I had this conversation with ChatGPT. So I was telling it when I got into crypto. I told ChatGPT that I got into crypto in 2017. And then I was asking it that, okay, because as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that a lot of people usually have, one of the excuses they usually have about investing is they don't have enough capital, or they don't have the time, or they don't have the knowledge, or this or that. But no excuse is always valid for you to cheat your future self out of wealth and riches, right? So I was having this conversation with GPT, and then I was like, okay, since I discovered Bitcoin in 2017, because I discovered crypto thing 2017, if I was investing 1,000 naira,
Yeah, let's give David a few minutes to join the meeting again. I can see this time the network kicked him out entirely. So far, David have covered a handful of strategies and a handful of tips for wealth building, especially within the crypto space. And he talked about not approaching crypto like gambling or not looking for the quick wins in crypto. And that's one mistake many of us have made in this space, and many people are still making. You'd find someone who is entering into crypto for the first time with absolutely zero knowledge. The person wouldn't seek knowledge, learn how to do basic things. You see some people who don't even know how to use exchanges. They've not settled down to learn how to use text or how to use a text, and they just jump in, putting their entire life savings into a meme coin or a coin with no utility, no value. In fact, some don't even have website. I've seen that case with the friend of a friend who is a scholarship student, and he used this entire tuition fees plus the upkeep money they gave him and the extra money he borrowed to go invest in a shit coin. I can't remember the name, but there was paper inside. He said he found the coin early, and he asked a friend to reach out to me to ask me if it's a safe investment. And by the time I got back to them, I told him it's not advisable to put even the smallest amount of money into a token like that. But the guy have already calculated that he missed out on Pepe did how many thousand exits. If he had put even if it's $100 in Pepe, he would have made at least $1 million. So the guy have already calculated how much he would make with the $8,000 each added tuition fees and the ones he borrowed from friends. I think it's either 3 6 or 8,000. I can't remember the exact figure, but that was how much he put into that token that don't even have a website or a picture. And as I don't know what to call it, as fate would have it, I saw a message from my friend with the contract address of the token, and they're trying to ask me why can't they sell the coin. And immediately I saw that I already know what had happened. They didn't take my advice, and that guy lost everything in an instant. In an instant, he lost the entire tuition fees. He lost the money he borrowed from friends that he was hoping would be his moon bag, his escape from poverty. Lost everything and ended in massive debts. So these are some dangers of recklessly investing in crypto, and I'm looking for quick wins without actually doing your due diligence, without actually doing your research, and without actually going in with risk management. There's no harm in you trying to make an investment and actually spending time to go do some research and know what you're putting your money into. By the time you study some basic principles of money, they would also tell you not to invest your money in things recklessly. Don't put your money into things you don't understand or things you don't know. That is one very quick way to lose your hard-earned money. And even if you know about it, it's also a good practice to reach out to people who know more than you, reach out to experts in the field, or build or join a community of people who have more knowledge and are chasing the same goal and mission with you. Welcome back, David.
Thanks so much, Isaac. Sorry, guys, my network has been the best today. Um, can you guys hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, this is better.
Am I audible? Isaac, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You're audible over here.
All right. So, application, cool. So when we did the calculation, when I calculation with ChatGPT, and then we calculated that, okay, from 2017 to 2015 by February, which were in February, that should be approximately 98 months. So looking at that and then see what I'm going to see at the end of the month, that gave us around 98,000 naira, right? Which is just 1,000 naira multiplied by 98. And then we now found out that Although, as I said, this is a rough
Welcome back, David. I don't know if you can share your slide with me, and maybe if I'm sharing it from this side, there'll be less pressure on your network or something. Or if there's any solution you can quickly come up with for your network.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let me share the slide with you. But I think I'm almost done. I think I'm just left with 2 slides. So I'm just going to rush through it and then we'll just get to the
Okay.
questions part. Yeah. So the calculation I did with ChatGPT, as I mentioned, we got to 98,000 naira. And then by the time we checked the quantity of BTC I would have acquired, we estimated that I would have acquired 0.0227 228 rather 2287 BTC. And when I checked that against the current price of BTC, that's 3 days ago, that gave me about $2,000. Multiply that by the current exchange rate of about 1,400, let's say 65 naira, right? You'd see that I would have made about 2 point something million naira from an investment of what just 98,000 naira, right? So you can see that there's no amount that is very little for you to start your investment. And if it's something you don't really understand, use platforms that can help you, right? Because crypto takes time for you to understand it and for you to really make good amount of money and protect your money, right? Because there's just a lot of things that come and try to appear like flashy opportunities, and then you might just lose your money, right? So that's one thing. Always have a long-term perspective to their investments, to money, right? Because that's the way you can really keep your money and grow it um, better and faster than when you're trying to jump on every wagon that looks like a treasure and all of that. So the next thing I'm going to talk about now is going to be um, crypto investing principles, right? So I just highlighted the four most important ones, which the first one is always do your own research. So if someone comes and tells you that there is a coin called Hallelujah that is pumping, don't go and buy it because the name is Hallelujah. You're going to lose your money or because of someone else told you, right? Always try this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, someone is asking if I can. Ridwan is asking if I can tell him a coin that he can buy for the future. That's the thing. If I tell you a coin that you should go and buy, have you ever considered like what is my own motive to telling you that? Do you know if my research is efficient? Right? Do you know if my research is outdated? So that's why it's always important that no matter who tells you anything when it comes to investing, as I said, how you handle your money has to be something that is very, very conscious and intentional. So, which is why you need to always do your own research, like always conduct your own research. The internet is there. If you don't know how to do it, ask ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these AI chatbots. They can give you like a step that you can use to conduct um, a sufficient enough research. Another thing is risk management. Risk management in investing is very, very, very crucial. Even in savings, do you understand? It is very, very critical because this is what will stop you from blowing accounts. Now, waiting will stop you may not go village with that. If you don't have a risk management, whether in forex, whatever, you're going to lose your money over time. It doesn't matter how many times you have a winning trade or any of those things, you're eventually going to lose your money over time. And this is one thing that at Candleweb, we don't play about it. We do not joke about it. In fact, we built our AI system in a way that before our AI system takes any trade, it is expected that the AI analyzes that particular trade and the market at that point to determine the risk associated or the possible risk associated with that trade. Because trust me, you are going to blow account without it. If you go and check the top people in trading, forex, or the financial market generally, a lot of them have blown very, very serious amount of money. And if you look at the fundamental issue, the fundamental mental problem to this particular issue is what? A lack of risk management. Is a lack of risk management. And as I said, risk management cuts down to every kind of investment. It is real estate, the financial market, even in your business, you're even doing business, you need to have a risk management strategy in case something comes up. You get so it's always very crucial that you have a risk management system. If you don't have one, use systems that have one. I can't we have one of the best. You can check out our white paper to understand or ask questions about it, and you'd learn that. The other thing I would like to talk about is diversification. I already said if you treat crypto like a gamble, like a gambling or a gambler, or like a gambler, it would treat you as a gambler. You get the result or you face the fate of a gambler, right? So it is very, very essential that in crypto you are able to diversify. There are times that I trade shit coins. At this time, I'm not trading shit coins. And by shit coins, I mean coins that don't really have any intrinsic value, right? I don't trade shit coin at this point. But when the time comes that I want to trade shit coins, I don't take 100% of my capital and be like, okay, yeah, let me go and trade one coin because of the coin is named Elon Musk or Elon Musk to Pluto. No, I won't do that. I always have a specific amount out of my general funds, my investment fund, and be like, okay, this is the amount I'm going to use to trade these coins. Because I know that those coins don't really have value. I can wake up tomorrow and they've gone to zero. Like they have gone to zero. A lot of people that bought into Trump at the time that Trump was around $17. Besides 17, $75. How much is Trump now? Go and check Trump. Trump is struggling around $17. So imagine you bought at $75 and you didn't have a risk management system. Now, like this, you'll be crying. If they either village, that's if you can afford village, or maybe you might be in the Igbo forest. You can still afford village. So because they get how you go broke for the market, go village, but they're very expensive. Now, Igbo forest, you pass your village, go stay Igbo forest for some time with the gods before you come back to civilization. So diversification is very, very, very crucial. It's imagine it's $12 now. Thank you for that, Ramadan. So you have to diversify. So you have something that, okay, let's say for high risk investment, mean coins, all those things, you put it there. Do you understand? You have a risk management system still for that. Then you look at other things, maybe Solana, Bitcoin. But even those ones too, you need to have a risk management system attached to it. Do you understand? And these things are things that kind of take you a certain level of professionalism for you to understand and implement them well, right? Which is what we've already done for you at Candleweb. You can try out the demo and all of those things, and you see how these things work. Do you understand? You see how these things work. I've always told people something. There are a lot of people going around shouting that they are professional traders. They are professional traders. Anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come out and claim they're a professional trader. The question I ask you is, are you a profitable trader? If you're a profitable trader, that tells me you're a professional trader. But don't come and tell me you're a professional trader when you can't even show me the amount you've made. You've had more losses than wins. What makes you a professional trader? Because you read 3 books. Who cares? Right? So you need to be able to understand these things for yourself, for you to be able to know what to do and what not to do in the markets. And then the other thing I would like to talk about is long-term perspective. I think this I can't stress this enough when it comes to crypto or even any kind of investments. Having a long-term perspective would serve you short-term and then long-term. I have a friend who is currently in the States that I told him to buy Solana. Then there was this job he was working. He didn't like the job and all of that. So I told him to buy Solana. I think that was in 2021. And then I think he had just 50K in savings. Well, like, David, this is all I have. I'm like, so the call is yours, right? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to risk your 50K or whatever K you have to buy Solana with the possibility of enjoying in the future, or you just want to take your 50K, go and buy shawarma, ice cream, or whatever makes you happy the interim. And then we had that conversation. I even forgot that he sent me the money. I bought him the Solana and all of those things. And then only for last year, this thing happened in 2021. Only for last year, which is 2024, I think around November, I was helping the guy set up his Candleweb account. He wanted to trade with us at Candleweb. And then I saw Solana that was worth about, I think 1,000, I think $1,000. I think around 700 points, 2 million or something once you have your account. He was like, that if not for me, he wouldn't have the money. Like, I don't get. I'm like, is that coin I told him to buy since? Now imagine this is a coin he bought for $50. How many years did he have to hold it for? 2021, 20 years before he could actually make a good profit from it. But by the time,
All right,
some people
David,
just be like,
can't hear
no, this
you.
guy make it, so I can make it. And then you jump, carry your school fees or the money you're supposed to use and pay your rent. And
Yeah, yeah, David, I haven't been hearing you for like a minute. If you can hear me. David, if you can hear me, we haven't been hearing you. I can see you're still trying to speak from your end, and your mic is muted. All right. I think David will be resolving his network issues from his end. So the last thing he was talking about is the friend who he told to buy Solana some while back, and the guy actually bought it. And over time, he was able to make some good percentage profit from it. So crypto seems to be rewarding in the long term. So our approach shouldn't be that of the quick and the sharp gain. That actually sends you back to the village. A high percentage of traders or people who get into crypto, I think from my own rough estimate, should be about 90 to 95% unprofitable. That's in the long run. For many people, it's going to be them just putting in money into the market continuously, and they've never recorded any profit. There are people like that who have been in crypto for the past 1 to 3, 4 years, and it's more like that money. So that means they're getting something wrong. Something is wrong somewhere from the financial side of things. There's knowledge that are lacking. There are people whose part in crypto and trading is to is to continuously lose money and keep funding the market. They keep making mistake and continue losing their funds. There are people also who are the smallest percentage who make money from the market. So you have to decide which part of the market you want to be in. Do you want to be in the profitable side? People who get into crypto, gain the knowledge, get smart with their money, gather knowledge on investing and in trading and doing the right things, or do you want to be part of the people who keep funding the market and funding others who are making the profit? In the entire crypto and investing space, money doesn't fall from the trees. For every dollar made from the crypto market, somebody else is losing. That's one thing you need to understand about the crypto market and the game. For every dollar you make, it's coming from somebody else's pocket. Somebody had to lose that money before you make it as a profit. So you have to decide which side you're standing on. Welcome back, David.
thank you so much. Thanks so much, Isaac. Sorry guys, my network is so unstable. I've tried most of them. All of them are just shitty. So I think I've already talked about long term, about the long term perspective. So going to the next one, I still kind of reiterated what I've been saying since. Remember, the secret to wealth building is compounding interest. Never rush wealth building, right? You have to take it one step at a time so that you don't lose your hard-earned money just because of the fact that you're trying to do in one day what you're supposed to do in a month. So never rush it. Then yeah, I think that's all. Thank you all so much for staying put regardless of the crappy network situation. I think I can take your questions now.
Quick one,
So let me
David. One, David.
my screen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, David, can you hear me?
Yes, Isaac, I can hear you.
All right, I'm dropping you a
Yes, I
quick
can hear
message
you.
on
You're audible.
WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm dropping you a quick message on WhatsApp for you to look into while you're taking the questions.
Can you hear me, Isaac?
Yes, I
Hello.
can. Yes, I can. I said I'm dropping you a quick message on WhatsApp.
All right, no problem. So if anyone has any questions, just raise your hand to indicate, and Isaac would unmute you, and then I'll try as much as possible to answer your question. Does anyone have any questions? And I just saw someone complain that shoot. Yes. Sorry about that. I think the link that was used for the attendance, I think a mistake was made on it. Let's have that fixed. Okay. So does anyone have any questions for discussed? Yes, so the attendance is fixed. Check it now. You should be able to fill the attendance now. All right. Ramachan has a question. Isaac, please, you
Yeah,
can.
Ramachan, you can unmute yourself. Ramachan, you can unmute yourself.
Isaac, I think Ramachan is asking if you can unmute.
I'm giving you access to unmute yourself again. Ramachan, try unmuting yourself again.
Good evening, sir.
Ramachan, how you doing?
Good evening, Ramachan. We are
Yes.
trying to hear.
I can hear you.
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much. I actually don't have you.
Okay, I can't really hear you from here, Ramachan. I don't
Okay,
know
can
if
you hear me
others
now?
can hear you. Yeah, it's
Yes,
better.
this is
Can
much better.
you hear me now? Okay, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Amachan.
Okay, thank you for today's lectures. I actually understood a lot today. It was elaborate and everything. I wanted to ask concerning the news website. It has not been dropped on the Telegram I'm still waiting for it.
Okay, the
Okay,
Bloomberg,
okay.
Yes.
Bloomberg, okay, okay.
Yes, he said he
All
has
right.
Please,
4 others posts.
okay, okay,
All
cool.
right. I'll be
That's cool.
dropping the links immediately after this class. We made it into a couple of posts for different social media platforms, which would be sharing, but I'll be dropping a quick one on Telegram after this class.
Okay, sir. And again, for the attendance, I didn't really get the attendance. I've logged in and everything. I went to the daily tax. It's just showing like a bar in the middle. That's all. And it's the same thing.
Okay, for that one, I think visit your portfolio page, go to the portfolio page, and then go back to the tax page. You should be able to see the tax which has the attendance. Yeah, the attendance has been fixed now. Yeah.
Okay, portfolio and tax is
All right. So
it's still not showing anything.
maybe log out and then log in. I think our
Okay.
engineers are currently working on that system. Yeah, log out and log in. If you're still having any challenge, just drop it in the chat section. We'll attend to it.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Isaac, Victor has a question.
Yeah, we have
Victor has a
Isaac
question.
Daniel with a question. And who did you say? Please raise your hand. Okay, Victor. I'm unmuting you,
Yeah.
Victor. If you have a question, please raise up your hand so I can spot you from here and unmute you.
All right.
Victor, please go ahead.
Good evening, David. Thank you
Evening.
for the elaborate class. So what I want to ask is, when you say risk management, are there specific factors to look out for rather when you're, trying to manage your risk that you're taking? What are some of the factors you could put in place to effectively manage risk? Because what I'm asking this is relative to the fact that, I have this, people usually say you can't lose 100% of the time, but I usually have a different notion that it is very possible that you can lose 100% of the time. So when you are, trying to manage risk, are you looking to say, okay, even if I lose this particular amount of time, I should still
I don't know if it's just me, but Victor, I lost you at some point.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible. Yes, I can hear you, Victor.
Now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm saying relative to the role emotion.
Okay, I lost you again, Victor. So I think I'm just going to go with what I had, which what I had you say was that some people believe that you can lose 100% of the time, but you personally believe that that is very possible, and you're trying to look at what are the things you're supposed the factors you're supposed to look out for when deciding on your risk management strategy. I don't know if I got that correctly. Just let me know in the comments, Victor, if that's your question. Then for those asking for the attendance link, log into your Candleweb and then you'll be able to access it there. All right. Isaac, please unmute Victor. He said he still wants to explain. Please unmute Victor so that he can finish his question.
Okay, thank you. My network, I don't know what's going on. So what I was asking is, I want to look at it relative to more or less managing emotions, right? Because you can be very risk conscious and then, maybe the market or whatever, depending on if you're trading or whatever it is, your investment do not go as planned. So I'm looking at risk management relative to emotions. I don't know what you want to say to that, because sometimes you could plan, and then it doesn't go. How do you effectively manage those losses, right? I think that's more like where the angle my question is coming from.
All right, awesome. That's a wonderful question. So, firstly, right, some of the factors that you need to consider when assessing risk or deciding on your risk management system is, first, you have to ask yourself, what is your risk tolerance, right? How much are you willing to lose? So let's use trading, for example. If you want to trade Ethereum USDT, for example, on a single trade, how much of your money are you willing to lose? So if you're trading with, let's say, $100, if that trade does not go according to your prediction, let's say you lose that particular trade, how much within your $100 are you willing to lose? So you have to look at what your risk tolerance is. And I think I also talked about it earlier as well. Another thing is diversification. Diversifying your funds protects you from unnecessary exposure, right? So one asset can be doing badly and then another one is doing well. So that way you're able to still hedge yourself against the losses that you're having and all of that. Then regarding emotions, it's a very tricky one. And why I said it's a very tricky one is that humans, we are beings of emotion, right? If you say you want to be a human being and you're going to be without emotion, then I think that will be you find out to be very, very difficult because of the fact that we eating, we laughing, smiling, it's all based on emotion. I mean, Hitler had a dog, right? If someone that did something as bad as Hitler, someone as bad as Hitler would have a dog and have something he cares about, it should tell you that emotion is not something that any human being can be totally void of, right? But it takes discipline. But then it's easier said than done. And this is where AI-powered trading comes in because of the fact that computers don't have emotions, right? So long as you've been able to let them know this is what you're willing to lose, which is your risk tolerance, you're able to let them know that, okay, this is your investment policy, this is how you want it to trade for you and all of those things. That is all. They don't work with any form of bias that we humans work with. They are not moved by price swinging up and down. Price can swing up and down and you be like, let me cut my losses. And your stop loss has not been reached yet. You might still be trading and then you're in profit. You've gotten more than what you estimated you're going to get. But greed, emotion will still let you feel like, let me still stay here and see what happens. And the markets, doesn't play by your emotion, right? It plays by every single person's emotion. And at that point that you're feeling very, very emotional and all of those things, you want to still go on that trade. That might be when someone else somewhere decides to sell or decides to buy. So the best way you can actually combat emotion as a trader is through automation, AI especially, which is what we're offering at Candleweb. So I don't know if I answered your check your Candleweb accounts on your tax plan. I think you should find it there. So I don't know if I answered your question. Isaac, please unmute David. I see David is raising his hands. He has a question, so please unmute him.
Yeah, David, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, David.
Thank you, AJ. I just want my small of clarifications on some areas. So, okay, in the course of the class, I thank you first and foremost for the proper money management class. It's actually very insightful, and I was seeing other gray areas I even myself have heard. over time. I was actually introduced into crypto in I think 2020, but I didn't make any meaningful gain because I was into thought. I was just rushing to it like that. So I made some losses and gradually was beginning to pick up. So when I was introduced into this class or about this training, when I was told about this training, and I was so excited. So it's a good one. So in the course of the class, I discovered, or maybe my own orientation, I think so. This is supposed to be like an automatic trading platform, if I'm right.
We're talking about Candleweb, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, it's
Okay.
an automatic trading platform. What we did
So on
is, yeah, please go ahead.
okay. So on which what's it built on? Is it built with a normal programming language or it was built with an open AI software?
It's built on regular programming language. Our software is not open source. If that's the question, is not open source. But there's one of our contracts that is open, which is our subscription contracts, which has been deployed on BNB Smart Chain. So that one, the code is there, but the main functionality of our API and then our various AI systems that work together to help our users trade is not open source.
Sorry, while you're still speaking, the line actually went off. So the part I didn't hear, get this last part. So the part I didn't hear was particularly which language was used. That's the part I didn't really get.
Oh yeah, it's a regular programming language. We use the handful of languages, which Python is one of those, right? But we use a handful of languages, and our code, most of our code is not open source, so it's not out there. I think the only thing, the only part of our code you can access is our smart contracts, which is what our users use for them to be able to buy AI units for our AI to be able to help them trade automatically.
In the course of trading, what are we really leveraging on? Are we leveraging it on futures or on shorts, or is going to be on arbitrage? Like, so is it like it scans the market, check the best opportunities for us based on what ground, and now make those decisions on our behalf while things already will have imputed a certain amount to trade with? Like in the course of trading, you're like, oh, all the risk analysis has been done for us. How to reduce our risk exposure, where everything has been done. So it's just to impute the value we want to trade with. In fact, even the system, if I get you right, the system is even supposed to check and somehow make sure that this person doesn't go over and above what his risk ratio can actually carry. Am I right?
Yes. So let me explain the way the system works. We built the system in a way that absolute beginners, those that didn't even attend this lecture, that don't even know anything about crypto, they can be able to use it. The way we built it is that we have AI systems that are constantly monitoring the market, analyzing it for profitable opportunities, right? When an opportunity is detected, we have AI systems that will then analyze the risk involved in that particular opportunity, right? And then within the risk analysis, our risk management AI systems are able to set the user's risk exposure, which is usually within 0.5% to 1%. What that means is that our user is not going to lose more than 0.5% or 1% of their trading capital on that particular trade, right? So everything is automatic. The user doesn't have to impute anything or place any trade manually, right? I don't know if any of our pages are on this call, but the way it works is you just go there, I think most of you have an account on Candleweb already. So if you go to your trade page, just click on create trade. There's a green button there that says create trade. If you click on create trade, you will see about 5 input fields. You see the one that you're selecting the exchange you want to trade on, the base currency you want to use to trade, which you're supposed to have in your exchange account, which is USDT, and then you select the pair that you want to trade. Currently, we're supporting Ethereum USDT, right? Once you do that, the next thing you're selecting is whether you want the AI to take profit for you or you want it to trade with all of your capital, right? And then your stop loss is being shown. Once you just click on create trade, that is as much as you can do. The only thing you're doing is you want log in once in a while to see how your trade is performing. But every other thing is taken care for you by the AI. That way, it eliminates the whole issue of network problem or you losing a trading opportunity or over leveraging or any of those things due to emotions. So it's a complete hands-on experience.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I get that part. So I get that part. So this system in question, how long has it been into service? Like, okay, because before now, I don't know if you heard of Gigama's trading platform. Is an arbitrary trading platform. That would have been around 1 year plus back then.
I didn't know about them, but I know there have been a lot of them that have come out and they're folded. Most of them came out promising extravagant values and all of those things. So yeah, I know a lot of them came out and folded. But for us, we've been in function. We launched in September of 2024, but we have actually been building the platform since 2021, 2022, if I'm not mistaken. But what we've been doing since 2021, 2022 is we've been building, back testing, forward testing to make sure that the AI is performing as well as it should. Literally all our users currently, our over 3,000 users on our platform currently are all profitable. All the users that are using our platform, they're all profitable and all of those things. So it's something that is total hands of experience. If you even have a little bit more knowledge about crypto, is even helpful. Is even helpful. And one thing I would even like to say to add to that is if you're someone who trades crypto manually, we're getting to a time that 90 to 99% of your trades is going to be a loss because AI is getting a lot more advanced that it's hard for you as a human being to compete. Like it would be very, very difficult for you to compete. At Candleweb, we're already experimenting with one of the latest AI, one of the latest technologies out there, which is AI agents. I think you'll be seeing people talk about it everywhere, and the result has been phenomenal. Like it's been unreal, right? So if you're someone who trades even manually, we're getting to that point where 90% of your trades or even more would be in losses. So the best thing you can do for yourself right now is for you to start leaning towards automated trading and then use your time for something else. Maybe go and hang out with your loved ones or something.
No, of course. Like in my own opinion, automated trading is actually worth it. Like so that in the case of doing your analysis and all that, your mind, your emotions will be there to just be pure analysis and all that. So I'm actually a fan of automated trading. In fact, for the fact that I'm into tech, it's actually I actually understands how important this aspect can be. So you said last year September, and so that means we're looking like 5 months, and with the back testing, and also you said over 3,000 people are already making profits.
Yes, we have over 3,000 users. Yes, we have over 3,000 users already on the platform.
Okay. So how do you sustain the community going? Like, okay, how do you keep the platform running and all that? How do you finance it? Like,
that's a good question, but it's kind of out of the scope of this. That's me talking about our infrastructure funding and all of those. So it's kind of out
Okay.
of
Okay. The reason
yeah,
I'm asking is the reason I'm asking is because I know that certainly there's a kind of there's actually some money that will be needed in keeping the website running, in paying for domain, hosting the server, and other stuff like that. So there's definitely going to be a
the question you're
way.
asking is it how we're making money? Is that the question
Uh,
I'm trying to ask?
it's not really how you are making money. I'm asking how you are keeping the system running. Like how? The reason I'm asking is very simple, actually. Like myself, I've been a victim of some of those platforms that you're actually saying that you've heard of. Being
Mhm.
it's everything we check out, and after a while, you just go there, page cannot be found. So the reason I'm asking is okay, if there's a plan to keep the community running for a long time, if there's a way um, the developers or the owners of the platform are actually making money to keep the platform running. So it tells me that okay, in the next 1 year, 2 years, because it's a win-win for both parties. It can actually be there if greed doesn't come in actually. Because sometimes what you find is the developers just one time they'll just gather everything, shut down server and into thin air. So but
Oh, okay. I get your question now. So even so firstly, we're self-funded, we're bootstrapping, right? The funds to keep our server up and all of those is not a problem, right? And then I understand the idea of maybe a particular platform having some issues, and then you wake up and then your money is no longer there. But that's actually where Candleweb actually shines. That's one of the places where we shine because of the fact that you don't deposit your trading capital to us, right? Your money is always with you in your exchange account. The goal of the original goal and the continuous goal of blockchain technology is decentralization, is when you are in
yeah,
charge of your own money, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the way we built it. Your money is always with you. So even if our server is down or whatever happens, your money will always be in your exchange account. We don't have access to it. Our AI can only do one thing, which is help you trade that assets rather. The only money we're interested in collecting or you giving us is for you to pay for our service. Beyond that, nothing else.
Okay. I don't want to call name. I think I have a platform in mind that runs similar to this. So I just don't want to call name here on this while we're on this call. I have a platform in mind that actually runs like that. So yeah, okay, if that's the model, because that platform in question, I think has been in existence for the past 3 to 4 years now, and it's still there. Even while others folded, they are still in play. Okay. I was actually introduced to this platform by Ramatu, and I think I'll be happy to give it a shot. Um, I'll be happy to give it a shot from based on what you have said. So if I want to find out more information and all that, where can I find those things?
All right, awesome. I'm glad you want to give it a shot. Yeah, you can find more information about us on our website. And then are you also on the Telegram group? Are you on our Telegram group?
I'm not. I was just sent this link to join the meeting. This section. So I just use the link sent to me to join, and which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm not aware of any other platform.
Okay. So I'm going to share the link to our Telegram on the chat right now. Okay, I see it has already been shared. So you can just join our Telegram, right? And then from there, our moderators can just walk you through whatever assist you need. We have video tutorials on how you can create an account, how you can subscribe, how you can create your first trade, and every other thing in between. And we still have community moderators that are constantly there to assist you with any issue you might be facing.
Okay. So is there like a reward system for recruitment, bringing in more people? Like, okay, what's the prospect of the community growing, and do we have I'm already using the word do we. So is there a way of sustaining if there's need for scalability now, if we're about to scale, is there a way we can sustain that if is there
Yeah.
plans for scalability and all that?
Yes, there are actually a handful of plans for that, right? One of them is this course that we offer just now. We still have other courses that we're still going to be partnering with other brands that are going to be giving out for free. So that way we're expanding, we're increasing our outreach. And then even beyond that, we're also partnering with some other companies. There's one, I don't want to call their name. I don't want to call their name yet, but once we have the partnership, I'm sure every single one of you would know them. They're a big deal in Nigeria, and then not just in Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, um, Uganda. They're a big brand. They're a big brand. They've raised about, I think, $90 million since they launched, and then we still have other partnerships still coming in. So that's one of the ways that we're going to be scaling this. And then for incentivizing recruiters, as you put it, which is referral program, we actually have a referral program where you can actually earn as high as 20,000 naira. It all depends, or even more, it all depends on the subscription plan that the person you referred chooses, and then the amount of AI units that they have chosen to buy, right? And then the good thing about it is that it's a multi-generational referral system, whereby if I should refer you, you subscribe, I'll get paid for it. If you refer someone else, you get paid, I'll still get paid. The, the person you referred refers someone else, they will get paid, you will get paid, and I will still get paid. Right. So it's something that you just keep making money so long as those that you referred are still referring others. I mean, I think it's a very passive way of making money actually.
Hmm? I get that part. I get that part. So I wanted to ask the packages and what it takes for joining and all that. I don't know if this is the confidence place to ask that question or.
All right. Let's do something. Let's do something, right? Isaac, please share the link to the WhatsApp group. So join the WhatsApp and then join the Telegram, right? And then on the WhatsApp, just indicate and just be like, how can one get started? And we'll share a video with you. I'm assuming if you don't have an account already with us, I'm assuming you've not created an account.
I don't. So I'm just hearing that there's an attendance list flying, and I'm not even aware of that again.
Don't worry about it. Isaac would share the link to the WhatsApp group. Just join, and then from there, we're just going to hold your hands through the process and make the whole thing easier for you.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's. I think for now, these questions I have asked, so I believe these questions I asked is not just for me alone. I know one of the people who might be there and they might have these things in mind, so to help them too. So for now, it's fine. Let's see. Let's pick it up from here.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for
So
the question.
I checked.
Yeah.
I checked the. I checked the. I checked the chat and the link shared is showing section expired. And let me see. And the link shared is showing section expired.
Are you talking about the
As
one for the WhatsApp?
no, not the. Okay, I've not seen anything for the WhatsApp. I've not
They've
seen
shared the one for
anything.
the WhatsApp.
I
Just
mean,
just join the WhatsApp and then we'll walk you through that process.
okay, I've seen the
Have,
WhatsApp.
have you
Okay.
seen the one for the WhatsApp?
Yeah, I just saw it now. Requested Candle AI blockchain basic. So I've requested to come in. So I just made the request on there's a request pending for that. So
Okay, cool. We'll have it accepted, and then we'll just answer any other questions you have there. So thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
So yeah. So does anyone else have any question? I see that Felicia the Great is already complaining. But yeah, does anyone have any other question? We'll take one last question and then we'll call it a day. All right, then. So I'll take it that no one has any further questions. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you. Okay, Ramachan has a question. Isaac, please unmute Ramachan.
Sir, mine is not a question. It's concerning the attendance.
All right, no problem.
Yes, or
All right, what happened?
I still did not get the attendance.
Okay.
Yes.
Either you've logged in and then on your
I've logged in
tax
and
page.
I've logged in and it took me to it's trying to like open my Phantom wallet anytime I try to log in.
Wallet. What did you use
Yes.
to create your account? What did you use to create your account? Is it your Google account
It's
or
my Google account.
and then ignore the Phantom wallet. Just use your Google Chrome to log in. Just use your Google Chrome to log in. Just select the same email you used in creating the account, log in, and then from your portfolio page, go to your tax page, and then I think that should rectify that. So guys, thank you all so much for joining the class and being a part of this class up till now. I'm sure it hasn't been easy with the network, power supply issues, and every other thing you're probably dealing with.
It's still not
So
working.
yeah, thank you all for joining in. Okay, Ramachan, just chat the whole thing on the WhatsApp group or on the
Okay.
TG, and we'll just assist you from there. Yeah, the attendance is still going to be open till this time tomorrow. And
Sir,
then,
how
guys,
about
please
for
remember
Tuesday? Sir, for
sorry,
Tuesday,
that one
because
has already expired. That
oh
one
God.
expired yesterday evening, I think around 7 p.m.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thank you, sir.
Were you unable to sign Tuesday's attendance, Ramacha?
I was not able to sign Tuesday's one, and today's one is even giving me problem.
All right. For the Tuesday's attendance, just send me a DM on WhatsApp. I remember you're clearly part of that class, so when I'm compiling the data for the class, I'll remember that. So just send me a DM on WhatsApp.
Okay, sir, what's your name on WhatsApp? Is it still Candleweb AI?
No, Uncle Wills.
Oh, okay. I think I messaged you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right then. Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please, as much as you're interacting with the post on LinkedIn and Twitter, please remember to retweet and also like so that others can see this course as well, and then they'll be able to join during the next cohort. The next cohort, we're going to have different set of lecturers, and we're also going to be offering an entirely different course aside from this one. So you guys should stay tuned, and yeah, you'll see the other courses that we'll be offering about that. Thank you all for tuning in. Good night, everyone. I hope you guys make good use of this knowledge and build your financial, improve your financial situation and better your financial health. Good night, everyone. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys in the community. Take care.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Good night, Israel. Good night, Joseph, Ramachan, and Victor, Dan, David. Everybody will stay today. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. I'll be opening the community from now till tomorrow.